everyone, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, big welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you haven't yet subscribed and you're either curious to do so or you're a follower and you just haven't subscribed yet, definitely feel free to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below, and if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, and that's always exciting. I try to post weekly. We've got so much to cover today. Oh my goodness. And I just need to dive right in and get it done here. Okay, so shop update. I have Advents in the shop. I have Advent pre-orders. There's just a couple that are available. I definitely have a limited supply this year. I did last year too, but definitely this year. It's just me. I'm a one-woman show when it comes to dyeing, so I'm quite limited. But I'm really excited because I started working on the packaging today, which is very exciting. They are all individually wrapped mini skeins. So there's 24 20-gram mini skeins that are all individually wrapped, and they'll be on varying bases. And if you go on the link below to the website, you can see the specifics on the bases that are going to be used. But I'm really excited. It's going to be a fade of multiple colors, and there's going to be some sparkle, and I'm so excited. So I started working on that. Oh, and then there's a 100-gram full-size skein on the 25th day. I'll make sure I don't forget that. That's super fun. And they will ship in early November, late October. Okay. So that's the Advent. Oh, sorry. I'm so tired. I dyed so much yesterday. And I haven't dyed in a while, and that was so wonderful. It was so wonderful. It's so much fun, but I'm tired. I'm very tired today. So bear with me. I'm trying to get through it. I really want to talk about these new colorways I dyed up. I'm very excited. They're beautiful. They are everything I wanted them to be and more. So I'm really excited to show you guys here. So I got the washing going on in the background, so you might hear some thudding. Sorry. So first of all, this colorway I have on two bases that will be in the shop. Probably not by today. I still have to photograph them. They just finished drying, and I just wound them up. So I would say definitely tomorrow by 3 p.m. they should be active for sure. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, Monday, the 2nd of May. Is that right? Or 1st? 2nd? 1st? 2nd. Today's the 1st. Oh my gosh. I need a weekend to recover from a weekend. Anyway, the first colorway is on 2 non-superwash bases. So if you are looking for non-superwash bases, this is a one-of-a-kind colorway. I'm loving dyeing those up. And it's called, this one is called Wilted Roses. Okay. Wilted Roses. It's on Peruvian Highland wool base and non-superwash merino nylon blend. So this is the non-superwash merino nylon blend. And per usual, I'm dealing with Michigan overcast weather today. So we'll do our best. But it's a beautiful vintage rose colorway. It's definitely a heavily, it's got speckling going on, and there's tonality for sure. It's really beautiful. So there's lighter and darker spots. It's not heavily variegated though, and there are areas, let's see if you can kind of see this here on this one. There are slight areas of a tan color in here, kind of a light tan in spots, and so it definitely, it just looks like, those beautiful, I'm trying to think of the color that they're called, but it's a rose. It's a beautiful rose color, and when they start to wilt, they get that light browning on the edge, and that is what I was going for this. So I think it captured it really well. This is on the Peruvian Highland wool. This has a really good section that's for front facing right here that has some of that beautiful tan, and then that dark rose color sprinkled throughout. So there's some dark rose sprinkling of speckling. And this is the merino nylon, and then this is the Peruvian Highland wool. Guys, I want to make a sweater with this so bad. Sweater with it. So, like most dyers, I'm assuming, I make colors that I love, absolutely love. And the problem is, whenever I dye them, I want to knit with them, like immediately. I want to knit with this. So I do have a sweaters quantity. I would say, for most, a sweater's quantity of each. There's definitely a sweater's quantity for myself. I'm going to try really hard not to grab this to make a sweater. But if you guys don't nab it right away, I might do it. So so I've got enough, there's Peruvian Highland wool and then merino nylon. So the merino nylon is definitely has a bit more of a sheen to it. Just a little bit more of a sheen because of the nylon in there, and then merino has a beautiful sheen as well. They're both quite soft, but of course the Peruvian Highland wool has a bit more of, like a little bit more of a toothiness. It is not scratchy. It's not scratchy, but it definitely has more of a toothiness. So if you are sensitive to if you are sensitive to wool on certain parts of your skin, Peruvian Highland wool may be too much for you, maybe. I would definitely recommend, though, the non-superwash merino if you have sensitive skin. It's very, very soft, and it's just beautiful. I love this color so much. I want to knit with it right now. I really, really do. But you can just see the difference and how deep, like the depth of color is just amazing in both of them, but like especially this Peruvian Highland wool. I love the way this base takes color. It keeps getting blasted out. There we go. I just love it so much. Okay. Anyway. Alright, so that is Wilted Roses. Pardon my sniffling. I'm just having a day. Anyway. Next is a mini set. You guys, I dyed up a mini set. Decided just to experiment and try doing that. It's a lot of fun. I like dyeing up minis to make mystery mini skeins, but this is actually a set. There's a very limited amount of them. There's just a couple, and again, swipe them before I grab one because I really want to knit with this so bad. Again, super fun colors. So the name of this set is Spring Sunset, and I think you'll understand when you see it. It's really cute. It's in this little bouquet, or bundle. I'm calling it a bundle. It's a bundle. And you've got all of these wonderful colors that you really do see in like a sunset. So you've got this nice kind of like tangerine light, like, yeah, it's like a light tangerine. So it's beautiful. It's very light. And then this one has some speckling, and it has like there we go. So we've got some speckling throughout, and it's more of like a yellow with a little bit of that tangerine kind of going through it. So then we have this super fun, vibrant red orange color, which is so pretty. And then of course this like almost neon purple, which is so fun. And same with this one. And this one actually has some super fun speckling throughout. Kind of see it here. Some fun speckling throughout. So these are all 20 gram minis. So a 20 gram mini set of 5. So that's actually quite a bit of wool right there. And you could do so much. I know a lot of people like to, I could definitely see myself doing this. Obviously with your advents, you can make like blankets and such, but a lot of people like to buy little bundles of these type of thing and then collect different ones and then either make a blanket, make a shawl, sweater, you do you. I've made a sweater with minis before, so there you go. So this is a mini bundle is what they're going to be called. So mini bundles. I definitely see myself doing a couple more little mini bundles. They are all one of a kind. I did not record the recipe, so once these minis are gone, they'll be gone. And this one is called Spring Sunset. So it's a mini bundle, and that will also be in the shop tomorrow. So that's the shop update. Lots of dyeing. Oh my gosh. And then this one is just for me, so I guess this is part of the shop update. I purchased, the supplier I get yarn from had a newer base that I wanted to just test. I don't think I'm going to go with it. It's definitely a more expensive base. It's one of their like pure luxury type items, and it is 50% silk, 50% yak. Now, so far, I haven't knit with it yet. This is a 50 gram, like a sample skein. It is extremely soft. Extremely. It has beautiful sheen to it because of the silk, of course. However, this is dyed, and it's kind of doesn't look very different from the way the color looked before I dyed it, because because of the yak, and of course the silk. I used acid dye, but it has like a halo to it a little bit of this like dark reddish brown color that I dyed it, but the problem is it was already a brown color, and I wanted it to be a little bit more wine looking, and I put enough dye in there, and when I removed it, there was still quite a bit of dye left behind, even though I used a bunch of acid and everything. So apart from the fact that it doesn't seem to take dye very well, it is rather pricey. So to be able to sell it at a price where it's reasonable for individuals to purchase it, it just doesn't seem very cost effective. So I don't think I'm going to be using this as a base for you guys, but it's a fun base that I'm going to play around with. And I will, once I do knit with it, I will definitely let you guys know what I think about it, in case you are at a shop and you find a yak silk blend and are like, I wonder. It's very soft. I will give it that. It's very, very soft. But if you're questioning whether you want to buy some to dye it, don't necessarily recommend that. It doesn't seem to take dye very well. At least from what I experienced. So, I don't know. I might over dye it again with a different color. We'll see. But at the moment, I'm kind of not thinking it's going to be a dye situation. All right. So, I have a mostly finished object. I'm going to say mostly. It's mostly finished. You guys, it's the Eden wrap. You know how I had a commitment. I needed to get it done. It took me, it's a project that I started a while back, like last year this time. I don't have it on because I still have to weave in the ends. So, and I need to black it. I tried it on, and let me see here. I should look at the picture again. Yeah. I think I made it too small. However, I haven't blocked it, so I'm hopeful that it's going to get a little longer blocking. I hope. Otherwise, okay, so this is what it should look like. When I tried it on, it literally, when it ties, it's like here. Which is fine, but I realized that since I started this, my body has changed quite a bit. So that could be part of it. That could be part of it. But I'm hopeful. This is wool. It's brioche, so it's very stretchy. I am hopeful that it will elongate a little bit. But here we have it. I would put it on, but it's not quite there yet. so I'm not going to put it on until I get those all woven in. So I did create the band. So this is my Withering Heights colorway. I dyed it on a like farm to wool, I think that's what they call it, like farm to wool yarn. So very rustically spun yarn, and it has a beautiful depth of color. And then this is that silk merino blend, and as you can see, it has like amazing sheen to it and shine. And just to show you that difference, it's so much lighter looking here than here because there's so much sheen from the silk. It's 50% merino, 50% silk. So it definitely has that. But it's kind of fun because I did have enough of the more rustic yarn in the fingering weight to go all the way down the back. And that way the belt is the only part, the wrapped part is the only part that is kind of this light color. So it works, you know, it works. And it looks cute. It looks really cute, but I really want it to grow a little bit. Or I need to shrink. But anyway, it's really cute. It is really cute and quite cozy when I tried it on. It's kind of an interesting little like cap sleeve thing going on here. It is very interesting. So I'm gonna try to wash it and block it, and we will see. We will see. Hopefully it grows just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'd be happy if it was just a little bit, because I would like it to just fit properly. There is one thing that I have no idea here. I have to weave this end back in because okay, so I saw this right here and I thought, oh, I accidentally stitched in my end in a weird spot. Because that totally looks like that, right? It does. But when I pulled it, it was attached. So now I have to basically retrack and pull this back in, and I am going to have a super odd little bit of yarn right here. I don't know why I did that. I think I may have thought this was the wrong side of the fabric, but it in fact is the right side. The struggle with one color brioche, you guys. It is a struggle because it is hard to tell the right side from the wrong side unless you put your progress keeper on there, which I did put a progress keeper on it, and I put it on this side, so this is the right side. So I lost my mind. I don't know what I did. So I have to figure out a way to, well, weave this back in and then not be annoyed by this. It's at the back of my neck. I won't see it. Other people will see it. So yeah, that was a weird, I don't really know what I did there because it was like a year ago and I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, that is the Eden Wrap by Kaja Varela, and it is Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium is the farm to wool yarn, and then, or farm to wool, farm to yarn, I don't know if that's the term, I've heard people say that. And then this is my Multifarious Nature Withering Heights colorway. I dyed it on both, and this is my merino silk base, which I don't know if I have the merino silk in the shop, but I definitely have the Withering Heights colorway currently in the shop. It is a beautiful gray with like a purple undertone, if you can see it, but it's beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And it has this nice long, you can see all these ends I have to weave in, but yeah, I think it fits okay otherwise. I just want the length a little bit longer. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'm to gauge. I am to gauge. I knit to gauge. So I have no idea. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, the Exilia Summer Tea. I worked on it a little bit. Again, a little bit of progress is progress. So I still have this much left of that ball that I need to get through this cake. This little cake. I need to get through this little cake, and then I can do the sleeves. So here we go. I have, again, only knit about an inch. Seems to be my going rate with this one now, because I get distracted by everything else. So I do need to get this done, though, because I want to be able to wear it. I don't have a lot of short sleeve shirts. I think I'll be able to wear this to work. I think this will look nice at work. So I need to get it finished, because it's getting warmer, especially at work, and to have something like this that I can wear would be awesome. So I need to get this off the needles. This is in the colorway Barn Owl by O Wool. It is a wool, 50% wool, 50% cotton blend, and it's actually quite pleasant to knit with, you guys. If you're looking for a cotton that you can knit with and you're okay with wool, I do recommend it as a blend to knit with. I don't know how the wear is, but knitting with it is actually okay. Doesn't bother me. Where pure cotton, I struggle with. I struggle with greatly. Okay, so that is the Exilia tea. It's now at the very, relaxing, don't think about it, stockinette. When I get to the sleeves, I'll have to think about it a little bit, but other than that, it's great. Next is Jessie Made Designs Ripple Bralette. I did work on it. I'm getting to the trickier parts now. I might have made a mistake. I'm not positive. But all will be made plain in a while. And if I totally screwed it up and I have to rip back, so be it. I've come to the conclusion that when that happens, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Everything will be okay. It's a learning experience. That's what I've learned. It's a learning experience. We all need those. Keeps us humble. And knitting really keeps us humble. Am I right? Does everybody else feel that way too? Okay, so I am in a really awkward stage of this right now. And it looks really crazy right now because it's all tangled. But I have now gotten to the part where the back I have bound off a bunch of stitches. And then I put some stitches on hold, probably for the straps, I'm assuming. And okay, I loosely bound off. Now, this is what it looks like on the edge. I'm still so skeptical, you guys, how durable this is gonna be. We'll see. I definitely want to try to do the Ripple Bralette again, but probably with a different base. I'm very skeptical about this base. I'm using it as a blend of a whole bunch of like nylon type stuff, and apparently there's like some wool in this too, 10% wool. Has some good stretch, but I'm just so skeptical. I'm so skeptical. But I love the coloring. I'm marling these two colors together. If you're a newer viewer, I'm marling these together. I got these off of cones from Old Mill Yarn, and they sell it at Baker Studio Lofts in Allegan, Michigan, but you can get it online, I think. Not this necessarily, but Old Mill Yarn out of Allegan, Michigan is the same place, and they sell yarn online. However, I don't know if they have this base or anything. They have very limited supply of different bases, but they sell it at really good discounted prices because it's based on weight. and it is discounted. It's very reasonably priced for what you get. I have insanely large cones of this wool blend, and so I do need to find things to make with it. And yeah, I might just have to hold a couple of strands together and make stuff with it. I'm not sure. It's like lace weight, very lace weight. We'll see. I'm still very skeptical about this, and like I said, I might have screwed up. It's a little tricky in some points. It's not overly complicated, but I don't know. I feel like I messed it up. We'll see. Next is something I talked about last week, and I hadn't started. I started it because I got so excited. So I talked about this last week, how I washed some. I purchased a cone, 2 cones actually, of pure Corriedale wool from a farm out of Ohio. And I washed it and skeined it up so that I could get the spinning oil out and have it fluff up. So this is what it looks like after I got it all skeined up. And I dyed it. I dyed it this colorway, which is a one of a kind. I just went crazy. So I dyed up a bunch of it. And, if I don't use it all, then I will put it in the shop if I have extra. But I am, at the moment, working with it. I cast on, as well the bands in. I can't help myself. I had finished a project, so, and now I just finished another one, you guys. I finished another project, basically. I just have to weave in the ends and block that little sweater, the Eden wrap, so I'm totally allowed to cast on. So this is the Birdseed sweater by Jamie Hoffman. So I am at this, just cast on. And believe it or not, I actually cast this on and ripped it back completely and started over because I screwed it up. I screwed up the German short rows portion because it's in seed stitch, or it's not seed stitch, but it's kind of like seed stitch, and I screwed it up because, well, that's what happens. And I had to start over and do it again. So I am going to probably be alternating skeins. At the moment, I'm only working with one because that seed stitch area. But when I get to the stockinette area, I'm pretty positive I'm going to start every other row knitting with a different skein of yarn. So I'll have 2 balls going at the same time, 2 cakes of yarn, if that makes sense. So that every other row will alternate, so there'll be less likelihood of pooling. Now, this is just a slightly tonal yarn, so I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. I'm not really that worried about it, but there are some areas of it that are darker, so I don't know. But this is what it looks like, and it's really pretty. Really pretty. It feels nice. It has a nice lightweightness to it. It's very stretchy. I'm liking this base. The whole point of this base, one, I wanted to try it for myself anyway, but I wanted to look for a base that I could possibly sell in the shop that's a non-superwash. It's Corriedale, so it's wonderfully soft. It's very similar to merino. It's kind of like that perfect hybrid between merino and Peruvian Highland wool. It's got toothiness, but it's soft and squishy, spongy feeling like merino. So that was the point. I wanted to test it out. And so far, I'm really liking it. I think I will. I'm saying I think because I'm just not positive quite yet since I haven't worn it yet and seen how it wears. But I'm feeling really good about this as being a base. It has some really nice feel to it. Knitting with it is wonderful. Dyeing it's amazing. It takes dye really well. So I don't know. I might take this on as a local farm to yarn wool. I might do that. So I'm feeling really good about it. I'll of course keep you guys posted. If you are excited about that, 100% Corriedale, and you're I would love that. I would love to buy it. Let me know in the comments below because that's really helpful. I mean, I love it, but I want to know what you guys love too. So let me know if that is something you're interested in, and then I might buy a bunch more. It does take a little bit of labor for me to do because I actually have to take this off of a cone and skein it up, which is a process with a knitting knotty. Like, I do it by hand, but if you guys want it, then it's worth it. So I'll do it. So that is the Birdseed sweater. Just started it. So this is what it looks like. It is, so last week I said it was a free pattern. I think it used to be free. Maybe I purchased it, but I'm pretty sure it used to be free. It's not anymore. I'm sorry. I think it's for sale now. But I definitely think this would be a pattern worth buying. I mean, it's got this beautiful texture. That's what I'm working on right now. And then it's going to go into like stockinette, and then there's some ribbing, or I think it's ribbing. Nope, it's the birdseed stitch again, like this birdseed stitch on the bottom. And then beautiful sleeves that are like poofed at the bottom, and then more birdseed stitch there. So it's a beautiful looking sweater. I'm really excited to keep working on it, and I'm going to do this. I love this color. It's a beautiful color. Oh, I love my purples. It looks good on me. Purples, especially reddish purples. Brown hair. What can I say? Anyway, so that's the birdseed sweater, and I'm enjoying it. I've already re-knit that top portion twice, and it's so much fun. Especially with the corriedale. The corriedale is so springy and wonderful to knit with. So it's a nice change from going to anything, and especially even that 50% wool and cotton blend. I still feel the difference when I go from that to the corriedale. You do feel that cotton difference, so it's amazing. Anyway, so let's just talk about something else here. I purchased 2 books because I like to spin yarn now. That's something I'm getting into as well. Because apparently you cannot have too many hobbies when it comes to the fiber art, especially. My husband might say differently, but anyway, I purchased 2 books to help learn more. There's so much information online. There is, but sometimes it's nice to have books. So because I'm doing more spinning and buying more fiber, one, I got that super amazing sample pack for my birthday from my family, and I've got like 30 different breeds I get to spin, which is, oh my gosh, amazing. So I can test those breeds, which is great, but sometimes there's a really great way to spin that wool, like technique-wise and stuff, that for the best, if you want it to be fluffy, or if you want it to look a certain way, or use it for something in particular, sometimes there's a really good way to spin it. So I got 2 books. This one in particular, I've heard great things about. It is Fleece and Fiber Source book. The Fleece and Fiber Source book. This is basically like the fiber dictionary, encyclopedia. I feel like this is more like an encyclopedia. Let's call it that. So it's amazing, basically. You go by your breed. So let's just say this is Cheviot. So I just opened to it, so that's what we're going to do. Gives you the history, a little bit about the breed, which is awesome. I love to learn about that. You get all kinds of fun facts about it. So, you know, like the fleece weight averages 5 to 10 pounds. Staple length, 4 to 5 inches. Diameter, which if you're a sensitive to wool person, that diameter is important. So 27 to 33 microns. So relatively soft, probably, wool. And block characteristics and the natural colors tend to be white. So super cool, and it gives you just so much information. It gives you so many wonderful pictures, and not only just Cheviot, but you've got the Breckneck Hill Cheviot, or Breckneck. It's the Cheviot family, so basically all different breeds, and shows you samples. And so not only is this helpful for someone who's spinning, but if you're looking to purchase fleeces, like there are auctions at fiber festivals. There's online on Facebook. There's fiber. I'm part of a group that they do a lot of like online fiber sales, and when you see these and they talk about the fleeces, it's kind of like, okay, that's great, but if you have this, you'll get even more information about those fleeces. So it's very, very helpful, very helpful. And I've had a couple of people on YouTube that have talked about this book, and that's why I purchased it. I was like, all right, that seems to be amazing, and I got it used. And this is why I loved used books on Amazon. They're like basically new sometimes. I don't think this book was used. This one was used, and it looks used, but it's still in great shape, so I got a great deal on it. So this is the other one I purchased, Yarn and Texture. So speaking of spinning something for use, so this is all about someone who is a knitter, I'm pretty sure, and how to spin yarn for a certain project. Like if you're trying to make socks or you want to make a sweater, that's what this one's going to be all about. It's about spinning yarn for certain projects. So what you need to do to that wool to give it the best structural integrity for the project that you want to do. So that's what this one is. And again, these are new to me books, but I've heard a lot about them. So a lot of people rave about them. This one, I know Andrea Mowry goes on and on about in a lot of her Friday Spin It to Knit It videos. And she just goes on and on about it. And she even, I think, did a video with the person who wrote the book, which is Julianne Marino. And it's just amazing. I don't want to show too much, of course. I mean, this is a book that I want people to pay for, like myself. But it gives you, like, a lot of information about how to spin, like, the certain yarn, how to hold it. Like, perfect example, how to spin from the fold. I've never done that myself. I'd like to learn how. There's so many wonderful YouTube videos out there as well, but sometimes it helps to look at pictures and read how to do it. Everybody's a different learner, and I think the videos help too, but there's also patterns in the back of this book. There are 12 original patterns in the back, so pretty excited about that, especially since these patterns, I'm pretty sure, are designed for hand-spun wool. So you can, of course, use hand-spun wool in any pattern, but I think that this really is awesome. So pretty excited about this. And I mean, like, styles, twist style, how to, like, wraps per inch. There's just so much information in there. So I'm really excited about this one and that one. So the Fleece and Fiber Source Book by Deborah Robinson and Carol Akaris. There is, I'm trying to remember the podcast. I'll try to remember to link it down below. And she does amazing videos. She's out of Canada and has so much information about spinning. She's amazing. So that's where I heard about this one. And then this one I heard from Andrea Mowry, Yarn and Texture. So, yeah, exciting. As far as life update, like stuff going on, I've been knitting a lot, per usual. I have so many projects. And just, the weather is getting better, so that's great. So I need to be outside more, and I like to be outside, so that's always the struggle. But, it rained this past week, and it was really creepy almost all week. So I'm hopeful that it'll start warming up again, so I can actually set out the cushions, so I can sit outside and knit. I like to do that in the evenings or early mornings. Like on the weekend, I usually early mornings will go sit out there and knit, and that's so much fun. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. And yeah, I want to knit so many things. Are you guys running into that too? I have heard so many people. I know Andrea Mowry. I've heard like a bunch of the podcasters I follow. Everybody's been saying they want to knit everything right now. Like they want to knit just, what's the word? Like ferociously. Like that's probably not the right word, but I want to knit everything, and I don't have enough time in the day to do so, but I want to so badly. I guess that's a good problem to have, right? I don't know. But anyway, how are you guys doing? Like, what are you up to? How's the weather in your neck of the woods? Is it, warm? Is it cold? Are you looking forward to knitting sweaters? Do you knit sweaters in the summer? I mean, that's what I'm doing with that Corriedale. I guess I always probably knit like a sweater in the summer. It's very lightweight too, by the way. Like, I think I said that, but it is. It's wonderfully lightweight wool. So, yeah, I did some spinning yesterday too. That was a lot of fun. I'm still trying to work on my Cosplay Fleece, which is the very first fleece that I purchased. Raw fleece and processed. So I'm still processing it. I mean, I cleaned it and everything, but I need to now card it and then spin it. So what I've been doing is carding like a pile of it and then spinning. Carding a pile, spinning. And it'll slowly get there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a coat out of it. I've been debating. But here. So you can see what I'm talking about. If you're new, this is the first ever fleece that I purchased. It is a Cosplay Fleece out of a farm, and they have a bunch of different breeds, but they have Coswald is one of the sheep breeds that they have, and I did 2-ply, and I spun it on my spinning wheel, and I am an aggressive spinner. Like, I overspin usually. And now that I've been doing it for a little bit, not very long, but a little bit, I definitely am an aggressive spinner. So, like I was saying in my last video, it's very, very rustic, like a little on the edge of scratchy. So, on my neck, it definitely feels sensitive to it. So I think a coat would probably be the best. An outer layer, so it's over the top of items, it would probably be best. It's beautiful. It has grays, it had browns, blacks, white, like cream fibers, and so when it got all blended together, it created what I was hoping it would create, a beautiful variegated gray yarn. So I so far have a bunch of it. I really do. I have a bunch. And I know because the fleece was, I think, 2.5 pounds. I'm pretty sure I will definitely have enough to make like a little coat. If anything, it'll be a little coat, like to my waist. But yeah, that's what I want to make with it. I think I'm going to make a coat. Because it's going to itch if I put it against my neck, and that will not be good. So I won't wear it like a pullover when it's like right up against my neck. That wouldn't be good. So I think I'm going to make like a little coat, so it'll be nice for the fall, early winter time. And yeah, that's what I'm up to. That is what I'm up to so far. I'm excited to start dyeing advents. I think I'm going to start doing that the end of May, if not sooner. I'll start dyeing them because I really want to space it out so that I complete it like I did last year. It was just my first time doing an advent, so I really started early, and it worked out great. Things were finished way in advanced, and everything was good to go, so I could ship it, no problem. It was great with like stress management. I'm a planner, so I enjoy that process. So I definitely kind of have it planned out where how many I need to dye like each week and that kind of thing, and that will be really good. So I think in May I'll start. That way I for sure will get it done way in advance. And then, because I have to do the packaging still, I'm working on it. I started it yesterday and I'm so enjoying it. Like I have some new stamps so I can make them more decorative. Instead of handwriting the numbers, I'm actually stamping with some really cool vintage stamps that I got my hands on, which is awesome. And there's beautiful floral stamps that I'm using too. So it's a really pretty, fun calendar, and I'm really excited about it. And I think you guys will love it. I'm pumped about the colors too. I've got them all going up here. I've also kind of done like a schematic, if you want to call it that, like a schematic drawing of the colors, so that way I have an idea of how it's going to look. And I'm so pumped. And if you are curious to like an idea of what it might look like, if you hop on to the website, multifariousnature.com, the link, I have the link directly to it, and go under Advent. It should be on the main page because it's a new item I posted. And there is an inspiration photo on there. I am not like trying to copy that photo by any means, but that's definitely inspiration for the coziness. It's all about cozy, and that is what those colors definitely are, and that is what I'm trying to evoke. So I'm really pumped, and I hope you guys are excited too. And yeah, really awesome. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.